Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we will discuss about screw gauge. Screw gauge is the instrument which is used to measure the small object length or diameter. It is more precise than the vernier caliper. A simple screw gauge consists of U-shaped metallic frame, stud at one end. A hollow cylinder has a millimeter scales over it along a line called index line parallel to axis. The hollow cylinder acts as a net and it is fixed at the end of U-shaped frame opposite to the stand. This is the picture of the micrometer screw gauge. As we see, there is a U-shaped frame. This is the U-shaped frame. This is the U-shaped frame. And this stud is the fix, which is called the navel face. And this is called the spindle face, which is moving both sides with the help of ratchet. When we will rotate the ratchet, then a spindle face will be moved. This is the nut. When we put the object in the spindle face, then we will lock it. This line is called the index line and it is called the sleeve. There are values which are written in the form of in millimeter. 0, 1 millimeter, 2, 5, 10 onward. And this circular scale is called the thimble. It is called the thimble. When we rotate the ratchet toward right side, then the value will be decreased in the thimble and the sleeve. Now, micrometer screw gauge is used to measure the length in the range of 0 to 30 millimeter. And its accuracy is 0. It means its least count is 0.01 millimeter. It can accurately measure up to 0.01 millimeter. But in case of vernier caliper, we see that we can measure 0.1 millimeter. So we can exactly measure the length and diameter of object to decimal places of millimeter. For example, in case of micrometer, we can calculate the value like 13.43, but in millimeter. But in vernier scale, it is 1.343. It is a huge amount. So micrometer is more precise than the vernier caliper. Understand? Next thing is the pitch of the screw gauge. What is the pitch of screw gauge? As the thimble complete one rotation, the spindle move 1 millimeter along the index line. It is because the distance between consecutive thread on the spindle is 1 millimeter. This distance is called the pitch of the screw on the spindle. If you don't understand, if we rotate the ratchet and it complete one rotation, this is called the pitch of the screw gauge. Understand? If we rotate the ratchet completely in one circle, then it is called the pitch of the screw gauge, and the pitch of screw gauge is the 1 millimeter. Now, how we calculate the least count of screw gauge? Least count of screw gauge can be found by the formula, that is the pitch of the screw gauge divided by number of division on circular scale. As we know, the pitch of screw gauge is 1 millimeter and the number of division on circular scale is 100. So the least count of the screw gauge is 0.01 millimeter. The least count of screw gauge is 0.01 millimeter. And in vernier caliper, the least count of vernier caliper is 0.1 millimeter. So there is a difference of 10 values. Now come to the next topic, that is the zero error of the screw gauge. What is zero error? As we say that if the line of 0 coincide with the line of 0 of vernier scale, then there will be no zero error. But here in this, how we can calculate zero error? If we close the spindle and stud of screw gauge by rotating the ratchet in clockwise direction, if 0 of circular scale does not coincide with the index line, then there will be zero error. If 0 of circular scale does not coincide with the index line, there will be zero error. And if 0 of circular scale coincide with the index line, then there will be no zero error. Here again, there are two types of zero error, that are positive zero error and the negative zero error. If the 0 of circular scale is behind the index line, if the 0 of circular scale is behind the index line, in this case it is called the positive zero error. If the 0 of circular scale is behind the index line, then it is the positive zero error. We can correct it by multiplying by least count, and then we will add it to the measured value. The negative zero error means if 0 of line is cross the index line. If 0 of circular scale has crossed the index line, then in this case it is the negative zero error. Now, how we can find the diameter of wire or solid cylinder by the micrometer. The diameter of given wire or cylinder by using screw gauge can be found as follows. Close the gap between the spindle and stud of screw gauge by turning the ratchet in the clockwise direction. Now, note main scale as well as circular scale reading to find the error and hence zero correction of the screw gauge. Open the gap. Open the gap between the stud and spindle of screw gauge by turning the ratchet in the anti-clockwise direction. Place the given object in the gap. Turn the ratchet so that object is pressed gently between the stud and spindle. Now, main scale as well as circular scale reading to find the diameter of given wire. Apply zero correction to get the correct diameter of wire. Repeat these steps 3, 4 or 5 times at different places of the object to obtain the average diameter. As we see in the figure, the object is placed between the navel and the spindle. Now, how we can calculate the value? Here we see the main scale. It is 5, 6, 7, 8, and between 9 and 8 this line is present. So the main scale reading is 8.5 millimeter. Main scale reading is 8.5 millimeter. Understand? Now, so the main scale reading is 8.5 millimeter. 8.5 millimeter on the. Now, what is the reading on the circular scale? Here we see that the this line this line is coinciding with the datum line. Its value is 40. Its value is 40. So Thibel scale is 0.40 millimeter. Why 0.40? Why 0.40? 40 multiplied by least count. 40 multiplied by least count is 0.01. So 40 is multiplied by least count, then it will give 0.40 millimeter. The simple symbol scale value is zero point 0.4. So the diameter of the object is, we will add it, 8.90 millimeter. So you understand, this is the method to find out the diameter of small object with the help of screw gauge. That is 8.49 millimeter. Thank you. Have a nice day.